All right. Good evening, guys, and want to say welcome to, of course, uh, live broadcast today. Of course, my name is Twitwi Ayenowowon. Just wishing you from my living room here in Lagos, Nigeria. This is definitely the very first time we are doing this, coming up with something different. Uh, Not what we've really done before, but it's something that we're doing as a result of the the new era, the new normal, talking about COVID-19. Yes, it's a new concept, something new that we've brought up together that we'll be doing regularly now, from Monday to Friday. And of course, we'll be having guests and so many people to join us to do this together. It's 30 minutes with myself or Twitwi, So we're just going to spend 30 minutes together to talk about a wide range of issues affecting us as human and of course as a country. So firstly, I just want to apologize that especially to those that joined us on on Facebook and of course on YouTube, that we're very sorry that for some time we've not been coming up with our live programs. It's just because some different challenges, and now what we're trying to do is to at least introduce something different and try to come with content that are much easier and of course in terms of production costs and informations that will reach out to everyone. So firstly, these are the things we'll be looking at on the program today. We'll talk about the COVID-19, looking at the update, and I swear we also look at what is happening in terms of security, insecurity, and then we'll talk about the influx of young Nigerians into Lagos, despite the restriction on interstate movement at the moment. So just stay with us. We'll be right back. My name is Twitwi Ayenowowon. And of course, we also talk about the call by the House of Representatives calling on President Muhammadu Buhari to intervene on the deportation of Almajiris. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back now. So, yes, as you might have seen before now, there have been several reports about insecurity in different parts of Nigeria. And the most recent news is the one coming from Niger State, where the Governor Bello, is saying that he has given reason why every effort to fight insecurity in the state has so far failed. And one of the things he said is that, according to the governor, he said some people in communities affected by the armed banditry, kidnapping, and cattle rustling as directly sabotaging the efforts of security agencies. So this, to some individual, is very funny, thinking about why fellow Nigerians go on make sure say what the government they do about security not really well. But some of the questions we've not really asked is that why somebody go on support fraudsters or people who call a thief against government. It tells one thing in particular, that government and governance in general has failed. That the people trust more in their self and their approach than trusting in government. Because otherwise, in a state like Niger State, we shouldn't have a situation where we have the people want to trust people from other states or outsiders who come there to rustle cattle. It could be perhaps that they are getting a lot of trust that doing this, collaborating with the thief, would definitely help them to achieve more. And now waiting, the thing they sound like that. So when the governor came out to make complaints and say, oh, the people are not really supporting. They are the ones giving out information to the criminals, thereby sabotaging all our efforts and the rest. Then you want to ask, what are the criminals doing? Is it that the criminals, they threaten these people to say, oh, if we come after you and you give information to government or the police, then this now what will happen to you? Maybe that way the people fear the criminals more because the criminals get people in government where they work with them. Because otherwise, we've seen in Lagos during the lockdown, before they ease the lockdown process, where different communities and environment, especially at Limosho community and some parts of Ogun State, experienced terrible attack, very terrible attack. And what we gathered from some of the things that the residents of these communities were saying then is the fact that each time they reach out to get support, especially from security agencies, they come through. They discover that the security agents go lay back until after all the arms have been done already. That is when they come out. Perhaps maybe that's not the same thing where they happen for Niger State. Because now, so many Nigerians fear criminals more than they trust government. Because criminals, they exist because government failed. So if you look all those things together, not be really news that the people of Kogi State go like, one, fear the criminals. Because the fear of the criminal is the sense that police come, one can carry out investigation. Hey, who be those where they stop now for this area? Do you know who the criminals are? And by the time you point fingers to say, okay, now so man for so place, police carry the person, they go. Days later, the man is back again. And the person where they arrest will come find out, say, now you give out a name. So what do you think say go happen after that? Fear. You go want to talk to police again. You go want to talk to security. You go want to talk to anybody. And that's now where the big problem start from. So government, instead of blaming and attacking the people, they need to start coming out to make the people trust them again. Just as in the case of Niger State, with the governor, Abubakar Bello, within talk. So if government thinks that they can gain the trust of the people, that all they need to start doing and thinking about is getting the trust of the people, then things will be better, because you must make the people trust you. Otherwise, come on. So just think, say, oh, over the years, they lack social amenities and even insecurity where they happen. By the time they point out at the criminals, it ends up to be that some of them are political thugs. They are those used by politicians to win election. So politicians go still favor them, or one way or the other, police go release them, and they come back to the society. And when they come back to the society, they'll find out who gave out their name. So problems start for the society. You see, this now one of the so many reasons why the people will not trust government. Not because, say, in most cases that they support criminals, but it's because they are scared of the criminals. Because criminals become so more powerful than even authority. So you don't get option but to want support criminals. So at this point now, we'll move on to the other thing we want to talk about today, which is, of course, the influx of young people, especially from northern Nigeria, into Lagos. All right. So now this next story now about as you can see on one end of the screen there, you'll see young Nigerians in truck coming to Lagos. And this particular story now about young Nigerians where road safety intercept for Ondo State. You see, a truck conveying them in Ondo State was intercepted. And when I listened to the commentaries and what some people have to say, I said to myself that, okay, yeah, it's not really bad for us to want to point fingers, accuse, condemn, but we must first ask critical question. How many states in Nigeria they self-sufficient? How many states in Nigeria they self-sufficient? As you can see, a truck conveying not fewer than 13 young men from northern Nigeria on Saturday intercepted in Akure. So the first thing is that why these young people, they leave their state, northern Nigeria, take the risk to come into Lagos. There's only one reason for that. The reason is for greener pasture. One particular reason. So they'll go through all the risk, bribe. Imagine those trucks not carry them for free. They paid some sum of money for them to really get into those trucks and get through all the checkpoints until some of them will make them to Lagos and maybe not all of them make it into Lagos. So what we see eventually is that you get people running away from poverty, running away from hunger, and they hear of their friends in Lagos talking about, oh, our life really takes this summer easy. And all they want to do, they just want to get a taste of that easy life. Yes, a taste of that easy life. So the influx of young people into Lagos from different parts of Nigeria, even in the face of COVID-19, especially from northern Nigeria, it's not because of anything strange. Yeah, it's not wrong for you to think that, oh, COVID-19, perhaps they just want to infect more people. These are just mere conspiracy theory. Not before only northern Nigeria young people, they run into Lagos. People are rushing into Lagos from even within southern Nigeria, from the southwest Nigerian states, from the south, from the southeast, from the north central, from northwest, and even northeast. And one reason most of these young people, they make this rush, not because of economy. Economy, that is the main reason they are coming. So if we continue to whip up this sentiment and talk about, oh, why they shouldn't come, why they should stay back, they really want to take the risk. Choose between the deep blue sea and the devil, which is hunger and getting infected with COVID-19. Because Lagos still be the epicenter of COVID-19. As such, you would think, say, people supposed to run away from Lagos and not more people coming into Lagos. But trust me, more people will come into Lagos because the economy of most other states in Nigeria, they're very poor. So if we no go do things, especially for this other state, to open up their states, and federal government as well to support, then we're not going to stop the influx, even with COVID-19. So that's now one big problem that we cannot tackle with sentiment by saying, oh, they are northerners, they are not southerners. Majority of us in Lagos are not even Lagosians. I remember when I came into Lagos 2010, not for economic purpose. Yes, it was for the economy, and we just want better life. The same thing applied to most other people with they in Lagos now, and more people who want to come into Lagos. Because if you look Lagos, they self-sufficient, they generate more in internally generated revenue, they have more money to spend, it's developed, you can sell anything sells in Lagos, unlike other parts of Nigeria. So Nigeria economy still they hugely dependent on Lagos. That is why you see, for example, that when they shut down Lagos during the lockdown, Lagos feel am But Nigeria, talking about the 35 other states, feel am more. Yes. And majority of them will still depend on friends, family, and those people where they get for Lagos and want to ask for help. And when they say, oh, I have a brother I can call, he can still help me. So trust me, why would they not run into Lagos? Why they not go rush into Lagos? Yeah, that's now one of the reasons why people will continue to dey run into Lagos, whether from northern Nigeria, southern Nigeria, or anywhere, or even outside Nigeria. A lot of people go bribe their way, do everything, pass forest from Benin Republic and anywhere to enter Lagos because they need better life. Lagos is like the commercial capital of West Africa. Yes, West Africa, not Western Nigeria. West Africa. So the influx not fit stop at all at all. Then that it's about the young people coming into Lagos from northern Nigeria. Now let's look at the other thing will be about Almajiris. Yes, this is something very interesting where all of us really need to pay attention to. Yes, very, very interesting. The Almajiri topic because it don't dey on for a very long time. And when, especially in southern Nigeria, we talked about Almajiri, some people they make and be like say, oh, the southern Nigeria doesn't like northern Nigeria. They are just against the north. No, not be with it, baby, that. And now we are seeing by for ourselves. Everyone, it's glaring now that that is not the case. So let's talk about the Almajiri deportation. This is the 30 minutes with Twitwi. Stay with us. All right, so welcome back. Just some days ago, the House of Representatives asked President Muhammadu Buhari to intervene as it take concern the deportation of Almajiris, Almajirai, as they call them, Almajiria. Yeah, that's not the plural of Almajiri, but we they call them Almajiris. You know, the House of Representatives asked the president to intervene, yeah, and end the interstate movement. Now, you want to ask yourself, what did lead to the interstate movement? How did it start? How did the whole thing start? From where did it begin? It started all the way from Kano, when the governor of Kano State deported Almajiris to different other parts of northern Nigeria. And for that reason, not to southern Nigeria, to northern Nigeria majority, majorly to northern Nigeria, Kaduna, Gombe, and all of the rest. Now, when that news first break, everybody shocked, like, okay, so Ganduje fit start to think of deporting Almajiris, and they are doing so. Wow. The last time that kind of thing happened, when Southerners triumphed, it was labeled all sort of things that the South doesn't like the Northern Nigeria. They are against Northern Nigeria. But woo. So Almajiri system is bad. And all these years, Northern Nigeria don't defend them. They've all spoken in one voice. But now, they feel identify where the parents of these children, they stay for the different states. So therefore, they identify which one come from Kaduna, the one will come from another state, and start to they move them, go there. Now, that's not be just where the story ends. But surprisingly, the move by the House of Rep asking President Muhammadu Buhari to intervene only came after indications don dey come that certain governors wan start to dey deport Almajiris in the south. back to the northern Nigeria. So you have a system where una don bank on over the years, especially the politicians for northern Nigeria, banking on this system to win election by making people wey no dey old enough to vote get voters card, all in the name of Almajiris, sharing food for them to vote. Even when our former president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, decided that it is time to end the Almajiri system. Let's build more schools. Let's make the people go to school. Let's give them education so that they'll stop to the beg. We know how they rise against them and say, no, this man wants to spoil everything. No, we don't need excuse. The man they out of office. But suddenly, those wey rise in Kano now understand that they don't need Almajiris on the streets of Kano. And guess what the governor of Kaduna is doing already? He don't they do so many things to make sure say they don't sew uniform for them. Don't they say maybe that they go school, maybe that they do some things. And you go like, oh, okay. Now there is no noise. Nobody is complaining in northern Nigeria about the Almajiri system because not be a southerner, they deport them. You see how corrupt and how divided the political system in Nigeria is. It's that bad. It's so terrible. So next time you hear politicians talk some things, before you follow them, think twice. Because one of the general problem we have as followers now because we not they ask critical questions. We're either blinded by religion or ethnicity. Now the two things will divide this country with that. Where are you from? What religion do you practice? So if we do not put an end to this, we are not going to get anything right in Nigeria. And I just hope that the northern government will just sustain the effort, to completely end the Almajiri system so that these young children could go to school. They will get access to quality life, the same lifestyle where the children of the political class of northern Nigeria, they live. So if we do not achieve that, and they are not really ready to do that, then there is a problem. If they come back after the pandemic to say, oh, we'll not allow the children to continue to roam the streets, oh, let them go have a bowl to go around, beg for food, beg for everything, then we know they are only using these children for politics. Not be like say, not be the reason why they use them with that anyway, but now waiting some of us on they talk already. See, they are using them for politics. But we just hope that they will prove us wrong. Yeah. So that's now all I have to say on 30 minutes with Twitwi for today. So the next 5 minutes, we'll use and read some of your comments on what you have to say about all I don't talk about so far. Yeah. So we'll do it this way. Just take a short break. And when we come back, I'd like to hear from you. Drop your comments. Let's know what you think about everything from insecurity to, of course, the House of Rep calling on the intervention and the influx of northern Nigerians youth into Lagos. Stay with us. Okay, so at this point now, I'll start to read your comments. Just drop your comments if you're watching live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. On Twitter, of course, at Twitwi Ayenowowon. On Facebook, it's CIN Niger, and on YouTube, CIN Niger. This is 30 minutes with me, Twitwi Ayenowowon. All right, diplomatic Jaya, J. Aya. Yeah, I greet you, J. Aya. You just a great thumbs up to you too. Thank you for joining in. And of course, your comment just came in some moments ago. But if you're still watching us, just let us know what you think. tell me what you think about the whole approach so far, because the last thing I want to talk on is the government approach in fighting COVID-19. There have been so many conspiracy theory about what the government not they do well and what the government they do as it take concern COVID-19. This now the number of COVID-19 where we get for the country, yes, as at 13th, of this month. And now, why are they look at 13? Basically, the country and how the number take increase within a period of 1 month. 13th of May versus 13th of April. If you look the number, you're like, wow, over 4,500 might be the number of increase COVID-19 cases in Nigeria. So the next debate and the most popular debate going on now the debate about what approach, the Madagascar approach or not. Yeah. So I'm in complete support of Madagascar approach. What in Madagascar they do? Madagascar introduced the CVO, and as we know for Africa, Madagascar never record any death COVID-19 related, and more people did they cured from using the Madagascar CVO. So some of the thing is that why should we not adapt it or adopt the Madagascar approach? May we wait until the Western world give us the right way to go, because right now nobody get cure for COVID-19. There is no cure for it. Nowhere, no country for the world they boast of any cure. But then we are talking about vaccines. No vaccine, people are recovering. Over 1.4 million people don't recover all over the world from COVID-19. Over 1.4 million. And all of these people, where they recover from COVID-19, no vaccine used. So people are just using different approach. Some by the immune system, some governments and different countries, they think of different medical drugs they fear administer. But then we get a country, Madagascar, we say we have something that we are using and we are sure of this. Why the world not just subject the Madagascar team to a test? Let's test for it. Subject it to every test and say, oh, it don't fake clinical test, oh, it not work. Oh. This is the reason we want to advise that people do not use it. Why the first thing we don't see, even from the World Health Organization, now to first condemn the Madagascar approach? Why? You feel want to ask yourself why. Or maybe you'll get the answer, then drop your comments. Make I know what you think. But there you have it. We just have 1 minute more on the 30 minutes with Twitwi. This is not something we would do every day of the week, Monday to Friday. Bring you, just have conversation around things going on in the world globally and Nigeria, where our focus be to talk about this and even interact together. You self will even be part of the program. Yes, you'll feel join in. Either you drop your comments or you won't join in, then we'll send you a link to join in and even drop your position. But right here, guys, it's time for me to say bye-bye. So I want to thank you very much for being a part of this. Love you, and let's do this again tomorrow. My name is Twitwi Ayenowowon. I'm saying, do have a wonderful day. I don't know the country where you watch from, so I don't want to say a wonderful night. So thank you very much for joining us. It's, of course, 30 minutes with me, Twitwi Ayenowowon. So bye for now.